People deluded. Now, a lot of people always ask me, oh, how do you find out about this player? How do you do this? How do you do that? And I always answer the same question the same way. I watch football. Like, I just watch football as much as you lot, or I watch football as much as people who claim they do. It's like people think, let me plug in Wright's biography because I'm reading it. What's going on? Why can't I pick it up? Blue tack. That's smart. But yeah, people think I'm sat here with a book like this and like, oh, DG, who can we get as a right back? Okay, let me flick through. Who can we get as a striker? Let me flick through. People think I'm just sitting here with an encyclopedia. There are some scouts, and I envy that, but I'm not doing that. Like, the big thing about me is probably I've seen a lot of players, and I keep watching a lot of players because I love it. But to call for them to sign for the club is one, a different thing. And two, it's like, there's no magical way of finding out about players. There's no golden vine that I'm looking over. There's just basic things you can do. For instance, physically going out and watching games like you see I do at youth level, both at Arsenal and others, when the chance presents itself. If not that, try and watch highlights, try and look at statistics from under 18s to even French first team. Who is getting the most assists? Who is running the most? Who is getting the most yellows? Who is doing certain? Who's top for headers? These things will give you a little sort of thing. If I was to see a centre half, he's up there for headers. You want to see certain things like that, so you could implore from there. Equally, if you was to see, I don't know, a creative midfielder is up there for goals, or a creative midfielder is up there for headers. These sort of unordinary things will attract you to it. So there's all different ways of looking at statistics and things like that, and just who is making noise. Just by simply looking on clubs' websites, reading match reports, things like that, you'll get a lot, and you'll build a repertoire. Then you'll see certain names constantly buzzed. Then you go and watch them for yourself. It's not hard. If it's international management or things like that, I watch however a link can be provided with me. Red Edit streams, I know they're taking it down. Many streams bring, when it comes to Portuguese youth level and things like that, they plug it. Even some YouTube accounts upload matches of youth level and things like that. So just exploiting links and channels. Naya Kirby, I'll give you the best example. Naya Kirby, now at Crystal Palace, formerly of Spurs, once trialled at Chelsea and Arsenal. I love him. I think he's a terrific baller, and he's one of the young players that won the under-17s World Cup once upon a time. I found out about him through Twitter. And why? Because of people I unnecessarily followed at the time. I was looking on it. Someone uploaded a link. It said England's under-15s, USA versus England. I've clicked on the link and I saw a couple of players, but I'll be lying to you if I say I can remember them. The one that stood out is Naya Kirby. First of all, it was his hair as well. A lovely hairstyle. He was doing some lovely passes, getting the ball at his feet, Cruyff turned, switching it. So I'm thinking, who is this guy? I've managed to find the team report with the numbers and stuff. Naya Kirby's name's there. I've typed in his name. I've looked. I've built my own repertoire. I see he plays for Spurs. I see he's that kind of highly rated. I then go and look at highlights. I then go and watch him for myself and conclude the man's a baller. Down to now, by the time he's playing at under-17s level, I knew who the player was. But by that same logic, me knowing him, I didn't know a lot of the other under-17s. But do you see what I'm saying? There's many things you can do. Obviously, I watch a lot of youth tournaments when I can, so that's another reason. Not even just youth tournaments, just youth games, whether it's in the Youth Gen or Youth Champions League or just things like that, or just friendlies. Ajax, their own YouTube account, and Feyenoord and all them Dutch teams, they regularly stream their second string sides, so I'll be looking at things like that. A lot of these times, I'm going into dead ends and you're going where there won't be players, but that's the beauty of it. Me personally as well, through doing this, I told you I've been doing this from 06, 05, just because I've loved it. There are certain clubs I know produce certain ballers, so I'll be looking at just simply everything I've told you before I've just got to this point. I'll be doing exactly that, but for specific clubs. Anything that Toulouse do, I'm going to pay attention. Lens, Lorient, Cannes, PSG at all levels as well. Who else? Benfica, Le Havre, Leeds, Charlton, Birmingham, Nottingham Forest, Chelsea, of course, because they're always winning stuff. My club, Arsenal, I love us. United, many examples. PSV, Ajax. If possible, if these clubs have feeder clubs that people keep coming through, looking at them, I'll constantly just look. Lyon as well. I'll look at these clubs and just constantly look at them from week in, week out. Obviously, I can't be there and watch physically every game or every minute in every player. So sometimes highlights or just read match reports consistently. But 9 times out of 10, I'm watching the games of these clubs and whatnot, so I know what's going on. From then, you kind of pick out simply pick out players I like. Many a times I might like X player, but nine and 10 players the ones who makes it. I keep saying it all the time, and it's not just me who says this. Anyone could see Messi and things could be a footballer. Anyone could have seen Jack Wilshere, for example, who's going to make it at Arsenal, get chances. It's the Iwobis, for example. It's once upon a time, obviously different circumstances, but it's the Coquelins. It's Rashford's. Obviously Rashford. Everybody sees the fairy tale of him getting hit, players getting injured, and him taking his chance in Europa League, and it's all great for him. But he was close to being released from United many a times, and I'm sure coming through United's academy, he was close to being released at 14. I'm sure there was players with twice the ability he had, or just his levels, and it was a bit iffy. It's seeing players like Pip. It's the people who said no, let's not release this player. It's people like that people have to try and be more like. It's the ones that you sleep on the most, myself included, the ones that make it. Like, again, people, I'm not just sitting here with a massive mind and stuff. If I could, I would. If I had resources where I could have all the Macs and all the fancy software, and I could store up statistics like WeScout, then I would. But I'm not doing that. I'm just genuinely watching players, and I have been doing this for years. So it might seem like I know what I'm talking about and things like that. And to be honest, when you lot say Oracle, you could take over Michelin tax job and all of these things, it's all bants and it's all praise, but it makes me uncomfortable because I'm not anywhere near where I need to be. But just hopefully this could make some sense. I know a lot of you understand it, but yeah, man, this is just it. Like, this is it. Like, football's not. It's not a hard game. Like, you just have to look at it. And I do all of this, and you still miss out on players. Do you see what I'm saying, people? But that's the beauty of it. And on that note, I'm gonna get out of here. So, people, deluded, comment, subscribe, and do the rest if you wish. I'm out.